Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again to do the brand new video, and I have been asked a lot lately, what are the safest cards to craft from Fractured in Alterac Valley? And it's been about a week, and there are a lot of cards I feel that are relatively safe. I'll give a little disclaimer, of course. Always craft at your own risk. You never know how the meta might shift. We could have a balance patch as early as next week. By the way, it's been confirmed there is a patch coming next week, so hopefully like the new holiday like portraits will show up. Maybe there'll be a balance patch. I believe the dust refund will be given for Drekthar and Vandar and all of that, so that should be coming next week. I saw that on Twitter. However, I wanted to basically go over what cards I feel are relatively safe, at least out the gate, that you're kind of waiting on, that maybe you want to take that risk, craft those cards you're like really on the fence about, and give an idea of what the best stuff is out there. And before we get into it, again, now that I've recorded this, we have officially hit 40,000 subs on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. It's just unbelievable, the crazy that it happened even before Christmas. So thank you guys for that early gift. I will have a Nova video planned for early January, and the Zeddy doc to start working on in January as well. The Nova video should be like a day in the life of Nova. It should be a little cute thing. And we're almost at 50,000. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to push for more subs. I'm going to shut up about subs for quite a while. So we've been sick of it. It should be the last of it for quite a while. So there you go. Anyways, let's get into the 10 safest crafts, I would think, for Alterac Valley. I'll mention wild implications, of course, as well. And before I get to the top 10, I want to go through a couple quick little things that you might want to take a look at. Drekthar and Vandar. If you're missing one of these right now and you want to play it and you have the dust, craft them. You might as well, because when that patch goes live, you'll be able to disenchant it for 1600 dust later. So you can spend 1600 dust and say you're missing Drekthar, you can craft it, and then when the patch goes live for the dust refunds, you can just disenchant it if you don't want to keep it. So it's basically a free trial period for those cards. So I'll just throw that out there. If you want to try them out, just go ahead, give them a go. I will note the Phylactery legendary spell for Warlock. I cannot safely recommend this as a craft. Owl OTK is great. It's like the best deck, arguably one of the best decks in ladder. However, I think there's a good chance this could get nerfed, and I highly doubt the legendary spell will, and that means you won't get full dust back for it. So this card I would be really wary about crafting at the moment, unless you really want to play that deck. Anyways, starting off at number 10, I'm going to split this into two cards, mainly because Priest really sucks right now, but these are two really good Priest cards that if you really love playing Control Priest or Death Rattle Priest, you'll want to play these cards. They're fantastic. They're really good. I like the flavor of them, and it's Zarella the Devout, the hero card, and Gift of the Naru. And by the way, last thing I'll say is these are all legendary and epics. We're not going to talk about rares and commons because, well, it's not worth talking about. So yeah, I mean, Zarella and Gift of the Naru are phenomenal cards, the legendary and epic respectively. They fit really well into basically any more control-y archetype of priest, plus Gift of the Naru I think you can put in like the new Inner Fire style priest, but neither of those decks are really taking off. So I'm going to put this at number 10 because unless you really like playing priest, I probably would avoid crafting these. At number 9, we have a card that's seen play in multiple decks, and that is Korak the Blood Rager, 4 mana 3/5. Basically, this guy has got to be honorable killed or he keeps coming back and back. He can be silenced and transformed as well, but there's multiple Death Rattle decks that utilize him. However, he's not as quite the meta player as some thought he would be, but he's a good card. He's solid, and if you're really thinking about Korak, I think he'll fit into multiple archetypes like Death Rattle Rogue, Priest. I've seen him in Paladin where you buff him up. He fits into multiple decks, but again, not one of the highest recommendations. And again, as we go through this list, it's more and more they'll be the safest and safest of crafts. At number 8, we have the Paladin legendary Sidon the Scarlet. It's 3 mana 2/2 rush minion, and basically every buff it takes, it doubles that effect. And this guy can get very large very quickly, and he's just a really flexible good card, whether it's in like a Libram Paladin, a hand buff Paladin. You've seen play even in some wild lists. It's just a good solid card. Again, not game winning a lot of the time, not the highest recommendation on my list, but Sidon is very solid so far. And we're going to start off with our first hero card. There's a lot of hero cards on this list. But at number 7, I have the Demon Hunter hero card, Kurtrus the Demon Render, 6 mana hero card. You get 2/1/4s with rush. They upgrade every time you attack, and he's just incredibly good, versatile, flexible a hero card. However, these Demon Hunter strategies aren't particularly doing amazingly well. It's kind of similar to Priest, where not that bad. They're doing good enough where he's seeing play at higher ranks and all of that, but overall, not amazing, not winning games, but he'll get better as time goes on, especially if other like the in-hand OTK decks get worse and board stuff gets better. Kurtrus only gets better. Like that rush style, the token style just eats up board decks alive. But unfortunately, that's not really a popular strategy. So Kurtrus a little bit lower on the list, but still very solid card. At number 6, we have another hero card, the Druid one, Wildheart Guff. And there's been just a lot of Guff play in standard and wild. Alignment, he's just good because you play him for 1 mana, you immediately gain that crystal right back, you draw a card, you gain armor, and you can get a better hero power. And hell, there's even been a standard list, I think they got close to rank 1 legend that ran Guff and no alignment. They just played like big Ibises and stuff like that. It's a solid deck. And Guff is he's a staple, I think, in any later game Druid deck in standard wild. He's just really solid. It's just, why not run him? You get a better hero power, you cycle, get some ramp, get some armor. Just a really, really good hero card. At number 5, we have the last card on the list that's not a hero card. That's right, 5 of the top 10 are hero cards because they're just really good cards. And at number 5, we're gonna go with the Paladin Epic Stonehearth Vindicator. It says battle cry of draw a spell from your deck that costs 3 or less, and then it costs 0 this turn. This card's just bonkers. It's insane. You draw a Libram, you draw a Hand of a Doll, you draw anything in wild, Christology, any of those kind of cards. It's just, this card's insane. It's free cycle, it's free stats, it's an incredibly good card. This is like in every Paladin deck until forever and ever. If you play Paladin, just craft this card. Don't even think a second about it. It goes into everything. Aggressive, mid-range, control. You're going to want to run it as long as you have spells that cost 3 or less, because why wouldn't you? It's just ridiculously good card. And let's go with the top 4. Top 4 are all hero cards. So which ones do I rate from best to worst here, basically? So at number 4, we have the Shaman hero card, Brucon of the Elements. He's doing a lot better than a lot of people thought, including myself. He's just really flexible, and it's more that Shaman is just really good with the whole freeze package. Having a Frost Nova that can kill you, Snowfall Guardian, is pretty insane, and I could see that card getting nerfed at some point. Seems a little excessive, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not pushing for it because it's actually something different and new, although it punishes board archetypes, and I don't love that because we do that enough already. But anyways, enough of that tangent. Brucon of the Elements, just really solid card. It gives you that extra reach, healing, board presence, AoE, and just it complements a lot of your other strategies going on already in Shaman. So Brucon's great, the flavor is great, it feels great to play. By the way, all these hero cards, I love playing them. It feels so good to play these hero cards. They're so powerful, they're so ridiculous. I don't know how long this will last, but man, I'm having a lot of fun playing basically all of these hero cards. And let's go with another one. At number 3, we have the Rogue one. Nova already left, you saw her leave. Shadow Crafter Scabs, the 7-mana vanish. Effectively, you return minions to both your opponent and your own hand. You get 2 4/2s on the board with stealth, and then you get that 0-mana hero power that cheats mana. It goes into every Rogue deck. Like, every Rogue deck runs this, because why wouldn't you? It's a board clear, which Rogue doesn't have. It's infinite mana cheat, which Rogue loves. It's just, why would you not put this in like every Rogue deck ever? It's just incredible. It's as busted as I thought it would be. Definitely a 5-star card. And Scabs, the prophecy is true. It's definitely pretty broken. At number 2, we have the Paladin hero card, Lightforged Cariel. Battle Cry, deal 2 damage to enemies, so it's like Consecration, and then you get a new hero power that gives +4/+4 to all not all minions, but a random minion in your hand, and the Unbreakable or Unmovable Object. I can't remember the name, I don't have it in front of me, but the weapon that halves damage 2/5, only loses to a Viper, and this card is just ridiculous. Board clear, survivability, hand buff. If any card's gonna get nerfed in Paladin, there's a good chance that this one could be, and at least you get your dust back if you crafted it. But this card is just insane. It is impactful in wild. This card has made a realistic difference in wild, and it's 7 mana, so you can imagine the power of this card. It goes into every Paladin deck. It just does. Why would you not want to run this? Maybe an odd Paladin because you lose the button, but other than that, this card is just ridiculously good. And just, yeah, getting those giant stats, not dying because your weapon saves you, and this, even that early AoE can be incredibly powerful. Card's insane. Card is insane, absolutely a safe to craft. And then at number 1 is the Warlock hero card, Dreadlich Tamsin, the 6-mana hero card that's basically an ultimate infestation. It deals 3 to all minions on the board, it draws you 3 cards, it gives you 5 armor, and it shuffles 3 rifts into your deck that you could summon immediately, and then your hero power also shuffles rifts every single time, giving you 3/3s, so it gives you board presence, you don't take damage from your life tap, you cycle. This card is ridiculous. It's I think could very well get nerfed at some point. And again, if it gets nerfed, you get your dust back. And this card goes into every Warlock deck, basically, because why not? Like, it's just so unbelievably good. I don't know how this is 6 and like Magister Dawn Grasp is 8, or you compare it even to like Tavish, which I considered for the list, but it really isn't performing that well. And there you go. Those are my 10 picks for the safest cards to craft. I think from like like the 6th card up is probably like really safe, and then everything below that you'll really want to kind of consider. And of course, it's at your own risk. You never know when things change, so keep that in mind. But I get asked all the time, and I wanted to put that out there. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.